I discovered the secret of my nemesis. He was the first in the grade during the day, and the most common thing he said to me was, "Please, I'll tell you this question." But in the evening, Jenny took the initiative to hold the fluffy fox tail in front of my eyes, shy and expectant. "Isn't that cute?" I coldly refused. "My mom won't let me play with animals." Annoyed, he leaned up and bit my lip. "Don't give up. Touch me, please." Jenny and I are childhood sweethearts, and we are also rivals who don't like each other. He hates my pampered eldest's latest temper, and I hate him for crushing me every exam from kindergarten to now. He was the first in his grade, and I was the second in 10,000 years. For the sake of shame, on the eve of the exam in the second semester of my junior year, I sneakily stole all of Jenny's revision materials after studying at night. "Brother dead suit, I see. What, you are going to fight with me, this time?" First stomped on a few viciously to vent his anger, and then picked up a large stack of notebooks and prepared to destroy the corpse. "Zara Brooke, if you don't talk about martial arts, if you can't pass the test, I'll play Yin." I saw Jenny's hands clasped over her chest, leaning lazily on the door frame, her beautiful peach blossom eyes full of a narrow smile. I panicked for a moment, but quickly calmed down. Raising his chin, This is a soldier who doesn't get tired of cheating. Count you unlucky." Jenny let out an "oh," seemingly unconcerned about his precarious notebook, and the subject shifted. "Exams are coming up tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. You don't know how to do the last big math problem, do you?" I looked nervous. "How do you know?" "Don't be complacent. I'll learn when I go back, and I have to figure it out if I don't sleep." "Heh." Jenny scoffed, "With your stupid brain, you can't even think of stealing notes a few days in advance. So I beg of you, call Brother Shem, and my brother will be merciful, and tell you about that question. Get out." Looking at his arrogant and underwhelming appearance, I couldn't get angry. In a flash of lightning, a brilliant idea popped into my head. Since the exam is tomorrow, it is better to have a wave of Jenny's mentality tonight. So I took a deep breath, and hooked my finger at him. He smiled and said, "Come here, I have something to tell you." "What?" Jenny looked wary. Not only did they not listen to me, but they took a big step back. I gritted my teeth and jerked forward, and pressed him on the shoulder. Then, in the shock of his pupils, he blocked his slightly open mouth. The first reaction is that it is so soft. I couldn't help but kiss it for a while. I don't know how long it took. There was a crisp citrus fragrance on the boy's body, and I panted and reluctantly shook him off, and said the lines with momentum. "Didn't you just want to get my attention?" In fact, the palms of his hands were covered with sweat, and his face was so red that he could drip blood. Jenny wasn't much better. The light pink lips were sucked by me, the hair on the forehead was messy, and the eyes were misty. "No, it's not." The young man opened his mouth and stopped talking, like a bullied little daughter-in-law. "How do you know?" The notebook was scattered all over the place, and I didn't have the courage to listen to his complaints. Subconsciously waved away from him, and reached out to take my hand, and ran away. Growing up, I stumbled Jenny a lot before exams, stealing his scribble pen, asking Manjushri to bless him for his abnormal performance, and even quietly went to his house to set the alarm clock back for half an hour. Without exception, they all ended in failure. I never thought that the trick of kissing would be so effective. The seats for the final exam were arranged by grade, and Jenny was the number 1 in the game, sitting in front of me. The language exams have ended, and he is still nowhere to be seen. He also missed the math test in the afternoon. I finished the question carefully and checked it twice from beginning to end to make sure it was correct. After 18 years of dormancy, the throne of the first grade is finally about to be captured by me. Ha 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 ha. After the first day of exams, I went to visit Jenny's house refreshed. My aunt eagerly took my hand as if she had seen a savior. "Zara Brooke is here, go upstairs and see Jenny." Something was wrong when I came back from school yesterday, locked myself in my room without eating or drinking, and didn't go to the exams. Jenny, this kid, the psychological quality is really enough. What kind of chaste and fierce man is pretending? Don't you just kiss him? As for not being able to accept it like this. I knocked on the door twice. Jenny. Are you there? His breathing was a little rapid, and his voice was unnaturally hoarse. The door is unlocked. You can come in. I was bent on showing off my achievements with him, and I sighed fondly. Sometimes mentality is more important than knowledge. You don't have to be too sad, there is no shame in losing to me. I did it in the first turn, and now it's coming to my house. Before he finished speaking, he was pulled in and pressed against the door panel by a strong force. A fiery kiss followed. Jenny kissed me urgently, her cold white skin flushed abnormally, and her lips were biting at my neck. Zara Brooke, it's all you're doing. He gritted his teeth and gasped. I was stunned and pointed to the 2 snow-white fox ears that were popping out of his head. That's what I did. A heart flutters and beats. I feel both novel and exciting, but also afraid of the unknown. Are you a human or a demon? I said ugly things in front. My mother won't let me play with animals. Shut up. Jenny couldn't take it anymore, and lowered her head to seal it with a kiss. My. The estrus period is because you are early, and you have to help me solve it. I refuse. Tears welled up in the corners of my eyes, and I tried to calm my breathing, raising my hand to push him. I'm leaving, there's an exam tomorrow. Jenny seemed to be laughing angrily, the tip of her tongue against her cheek. It's all this far, do you think you can still walk? Zara Brooke, don't give up. Is this how you use it from the beginning to the end? I sniffed, and then I felt like I was on a thief ship. Jenny took the opportunity to shove something into my hand. Good, just touch it, just touch it. The boy's tone was hoarse and seductive. I don't know why, so I lowered my eyes to look. It's a fluffy fox tail, that feels so good. If you let me touch me, will you? Isn't it very shameless to listen to the words of a mortal enemy? Don't look at my hard mouth, but from the moment Jenny handed me the tail, I was butted by this soft and fluffy thing. Woo woo, I can't wait to make it into a plush toy, and hold it in my arms and sleep with me, every day. Then I'll beg you, okay miss, I'll help you just once. Jenny lowered her eyes and chuckled, leaning over to kiss away my tears. Why are you still as squeamish as when you were a child, and you cry when you kiss it? I glared at him, and my tone was coquettish that I didn't even notice. You call this a kiss? My mouth is swollen. With her white tail as white as snow, she lay obediently in the palm of her hand, and let me ravage it, and Jenny closed her eyes, and buried her head in my neck for a long time before she regained her clarity. Sober. I didn't have a good breath, and said, get off me when you're awake. Jenny slowly straightened up, looking a little reluctant. The tips of his ears were pink, and he coughed twice. You see, sometimes it turns into a fox. Originally, I was 20 years old and only in estrus for orcs, so I blame you for kissing me yesterday. Oh, I straightened my clothes and hair, so I'm honestly begging to be spared. Can I go back and revise? There are still a few knowledge points that have not been consolidated. Okay, Zara Brooke. Jenny raised her voice abruptly. You mean you're not going to be responsible for me? HMPH. I regretted not being able to do it at the beginning. If I had known you would be like this, I wouldn't have kissed you even if I was a pig. Jenny's face sank instantly. Do you have what it takes to say it again? I shrunk my neck, a little stunned. I don't have the ability. How about we make a deal? I glanced him up and down warily. What do you want to do? Do you want to fool me into not going to the exam tomorrow? I'll tell you no, I'll be the first one. Woo. A gritted smile tugged at Jenny's lips. What do I have to do with you unenlightened idiot? Damn, who are you scolding? Jenny sat lazily at her desk, her long legs crossed casually. How about you help me get through the monthly estrus period, and I'll give you remedial math. Why are you looking for me? Don't get me wrong. I didn't mean that to you. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a female friend. I can only look for you. He took it for granted. I thoughtfully offered a solution. Find Adonis Adam. Everyone knows that she has a crush on you. Adonis Adam used to be my best friend in high school, but ever since she fell in love with Jenny, she started working against me one-sidedly. Although I have explained countless times, although Jenny and I grew up together, it is impossible for us to fall in love with each other, and we are about the same as nothing. If it is not related, it is a sworn enemy, who is not used to each other. She didn't believe it, and was sure that although Jenny didn't say it, she liked me in her heart, and regarded me as an imaginary enemy. A chill flashed in Jenny's eyes. I don't like her, and I don't want to kiss her. Zara Brooke, do you hate me so much that you don't even want to help with this little favor? I blinked, trying to send a sincere signal. Isn't it obvious? Jenny pressed the corner of her forehead, and took a deep breath. Well, in addition to tutoring you in math, I'll lend you a copy of all my notes for free. I'll admit that there was a second of excitement. Not only math, but all other subjects. You have any questions, I am always available for you, 24 hours a day. My eyes lit up. Really? Of course it's true, my results are obvious to all. What are you hesitating about? Do you still want to take the first place? Do you want to surpass me? Okay, deal. Jenny breathed a sigh of relief, then smiled playfully. That. Come and kiss me now, and I'll charge some interest first. Heh. I saw the opportunity to stomp on his foot. Kiss your sister, let's dream of spring and autumn. When the test results came out, I lived up to my expectations, and surpassed Jenny to become the new number 1 in my grade. And although Jenny has played well in science and English, our high school is full of top students, and there is no possibility that he will overtake him if he misses 2 subjects. Cowlin Flower fell off the altar and won the penultimate place in the grade with a score of 395 points. God knows, I pressed the corners of my mouth to make it less obvious. Jenny's seat was across the aisle from me, and when I came back from receiving my report card, I accidentally let go of my hand, and the total score of 715 floated to his desk. Oh, I'm sorry. I scrambled to pick it up, and my tone was extremely apologetic. Thanks to Jenny for reminding me of the last big math question before the exam. I wouldn't have been able to do this. Hi. Jenny lifted her eyelids and looked at me coldly. No thanks. He didn't react much, but his tablemate Adam couldn't sit still. Zara Brooke, are you interesting? She wore the same black t-shirt as mine, and the denim wide leg pants underneath were just as similar to mine. The delicate eyebrows furrowed, and he angrily hugged his sweetheart. If it weren't for Jenny's illness, and missing 2 exams, it would have been your turn to be the first in the grade. If I were you, I'd be embarrassed to admit this achievement, let alone show it off cheekily. It's a pity you're not me. I glared at her proudly. Even if you wear the same clothes as me, and deliberately imitate my style, you are just a scholar, a human, and an expert. In the past, when we didn't break off our relationship, Adam always dressed up with me, which was called girlfriend outfit. Then we had a falling out. In order to attract Jenny's attention, she begged the homeroom teacher to put them at the same table, and imitated me even more. With the avatar I used, the circle of friends, that is exactly the same as my post. And the song I shared appeared in her news, the next day. I'm annoyed. Who learns from you? I like to wear it like this. Can't I? Adam snorted. Blushing, I gave her a middle finger. Poof. Jenny couldn't hold back a laugh. He didn't have the slightest sense of countdown, and looked at me with a smile on his head. Zara Brooke, you're really never disappoints. I just thought he was praising me, and he smiled heartlessly. I just got stuck in the middle of a question, so you can tell me about it between classes. I spread out the workbook and moved the stool to his side. Yes, first in grade. Jenny's nonchalant tone was mixed with a hint of subtle pampering. Adam saw that we were getting along more and more harmoniously, so he gritted his silver teeth and pointed the finger at Jenny. Jenny, I'm speaking up for you. Why don't you react at all? Jenny didn't even lift her head, and spat out 2 words in a cold tone. Reaction. I shook my body. Unexpectedly, Jenny not only looks cold, but also tells cold jokes. After the evening self-study that day, I stayed in the classroom for an extra half an hour as usual before packing up and preparing to leave. Uncharacteristically, Adam squirmed and handed me a drink. Zara Brooke, it was my fault in the past. This is what I bought for you to atone for your sins. Your favorite osmanthus-flavored milk tea. I rolled my eyes. If something goes wrong, there must be a demon. Don't. I really want to be reconciled with you. Adam's round eyes widened, with a hint of grievance mixed with sincerity. You cannot forgive me, but don't let the milk tea be in vain. I struggled for 2 seconds. How much sugar? Adam's pretty face flashed with excitement. Your favorite whole sugar with pearls. I took the milk tea, poked open the straw and took a big sip. You're right. You've been imitating me for so long, and I should also charge some mental damages. But this smell. What's weird? Adam's suddenly nervous look squinted my eyes pleasantly. It's weird and delicious. This is their family's new osmanthus wine, which has both the fragrance of osmanthus and the mellowness of rice wine. What did you say was added to it? Adonis Adam gave a susceptible smile. Rice wine. My cheeks warmed up, and I felt dizzy in hindsight. I rely on you to deliberately mess with me. I can't drink. You know, as my best friend in high school, I told Adonis Adam all my secrets without reservation. The alcohol evaporated in my stomach, and I turned red and covered my head with my hands. But it didn't work. 2 long rabbit ears still popped out, and the fur was as white as snow, and the inside was a faint pink. I can't help it. Otto, Jenny's coveting of you is so blatant. I can't even drink the soup if I don't do it anymore. Adonis Adam pursed her lips, lowered her eyelashes as if she was a little shy, and her trembling fingertips reached out to my ears. Woo 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 baby, so cute. You're drunk. I'll send you home. The drunkenness blurred my consciousness, and I was barely conscious by biting my lower lip. I struggled to shake her hand away. Go away. He staggered back a few steps, unexpectedly falling into a citrus-scented embrace. The young man's warm palm wrapped firmly around my waist, but his voice was as cold as quenched ice. She told you to go away. Didn't you hear? The early summer night was a little cool, so I buried my ears in his denim jacket and hid it. For some reason, the moment I looked back at Otto, Jenny, my heart, which was disturbed by revealing its original form, miraculously returned to its original form. Adonis Adam stomped his foot reluctantly, a cold light in his eyes. What's the matter with you, Otto, Jenny? There's a first come first served one for everything, and she's mine. Heh. Otto, Jenny raised an eyebrow and sneered, the thick disdain in her eyes almost overflowing. He didn't say anything, but it made Adonis Adam's eyes red. Spread your fox paws. Let her choose. Otto, Jenny tilted her head to meet me, her beautifully shaped eyes glinting with bewitchment. Zara Brooke, who are you going with? I grunted, rubbed my face in his arms, and spat out 2 words. Otto, Jenny. That's good. The young man sighed in satisfaction, and his ice-covered face turned into a pool of spring water in an instant. He bent down and picked me up horizontally, and as he passed by Adonis Adam, he coldly threw out a sentence. She can't be moved by you, and next time, I will never let you go easily. Didn't you leave as soon as school ended? The evening breeze blew, and I woke up a little drunk, but my ears could not recover for a while. Otto, Jenny said in a lazy voice, I'm worried that you'll steal my revision materials again, and now I'll come back halfway every day to check them out. Hey, Bunny. He paused suddenly, and the fingers on my waist moved restlessly. You've touched my tail. I'll touch your ear. My face instantly burned again, and I closed my eyes and pretended not to hear. I have a headache. I'll sleep for a while. He gently tapped it twice, holding it more steadily. You can't escape punishment by pretending to sleep. As a result, I literally fell asleep. I also had a dream. I went back to kindergarten, and on Children's Day, a little boy held a lollipop and confessed to me, Zara Brooke, you're so tuggy, so pretty, I like you so much. What responded to him was a roll of my eyes. If I'm not mistaken, you scored 6 points in math last time, right? Study so badly, and learn to fall in love with adults. The little boy didn't give up. What kind of boy do you like besides studying well? I'll try. Since I was a child, my heart has been higher than the sky, and I have regarded love as dung. In order to get rid of him, I said loudly, I only like me and don't like me. You don't have a chance. Not far away, a delicate-looking little Zengtai walked out from behind the big tree, staring at my arrogant departing back. Thoughtful. The screen turned, and I came to the 2nd grade. After the midterm exams, Otto, Jenny and I were assigned to a group of duty. I was indignant at him for snatching the first again, and asked him to wash the mop alone. He had long been accustomed to my servitude, and went without the slightest complaint, and my conscience was not on the line for a long time, and I was afraid that he would not be able to lift it alone, so I quietly followed him to the water room. At that time, Otto, Jenny was less than 1.4 meters tall, and she was struggling to shake Shabu with a large mop. I just went over with my front foot to help him, and the next second, the bottom of his foot slipped. The whole person leaned back and smashed firmly on me. Otto, Jenny's soft lips pressed against mine, and my front teeth clattered to tears. The water from the mop splashed all over us, and I pushed and kicked him down. You compensate me for my first kiss. Woo 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 woo. Why do you cry when you kiss it? I didn't mean to. Jenny wiped my tears with her hands, and was forcefully opened by me. And then she burst into tears. Jenny, you big bodice. I hate you for the rest of my life. Jenny had an idea and keenly captured the comforting ways to comfort me. Only two people who like each other are called first kisses. So it doesn't count. I stopped crying in disbelief. Really? Of course. You hate me. I don't like you. Your first kiss is still there. I thought about it and felt that he had a point. But Jenny really doesn't like me. Just as I opened my mouth to ask what was going on, I heard my mother's loud voice waking me up. It's almost time to take the college entrance examination and drink secretly. Just the amount of alcohol you drink. Fortunately, Jenny sent you back. Forcefully pulled me out of my dreams. The first reaction is to touch the brain. It's good. The rabbit ears are gone. I let out a long sigh of relief and caught a glimpse of the note left by Jenny on my desk. It is a small cartoon with a few strokes, depicting a fox walking down the road with a sleeping rabbit in his arms. The warm atmosphere seemed to emerge in front of me through the thin sheets of paper. At the end, there is a sentence in regular script with strong strokes. Have a good dream, Miss Rabbit. Standing outside the window in the early morning, I could clearly hear my chaotic heartbeat. Following the previous deal, Jenny and I put aside the mustard, and gradually became friends from bitter enemies. Still not so simple friends. In fact, in retrospect, the first 18 years were all my jealousy, and unilaterally targeted Jenny. He did a lot of childish moves, but he never fought back. That is, what's the deal with being a little ashamed all of a sudden? In addition to the restless estrus period, Jenny has gradually mastered the art of controlling her shapeshift. We brushed up on the problems together in his bedroom, and when we got tired of studying, we asked him to conjure a tale for me to play with, sweep away the tiredness. It's simply not too comfortable. One tale is multi-purpose, not only as a plush toy, but also as a feather duster to clean eraser. In addition to that, Jenny's ears are also nice to touch. The fox ears were soft and hot, hanging in the palm of my hand, not to mention how cute they were. It's cool, but every time I touch him, I always get revenge. The young man with strong blood is very emotional, and he often closes the door and kisses me in the corner until he can't breathe. I frowned and glared at him. Cunning fox. His slender fingers tapped on the roll on the table, and I miscalculated a number because of my sloppiness. Stupid bunny. Damn, I can't argue with that. One day, Jenny, who had just come out of estrus, leaned against me in an attachment position. If someone else made this deal with you, would you agree? The tone seemed casual, but the chaotic eyes betrayed the apprehension in his heart. I thought about it for a moment. I realized that I couldn't accept this kind of intimacy with other people, but it doesn't contradict Jenny, the titular, sworn enemy. So I answered truthfully, no. It's no exaggeration to say that the moment my words fell, the corners of Jenny's mouth rose more than a K. Good job. He didn't know how many times. Sticky pasted on. Can you change the answer? The person concerned expressed great regret. Under the careful and patient guidance of Jenny, the college entrance examination came as scheduled. 3 days passed in a flash, and the moment I closed the pen, I was relieved. The first thing I did was to get home, and close the curtains and sleep for a full night, then get up and dress up, and attend the teacher appreciation banquet the next day. The head teacher chartered a party hall with a lot of space, got together and said a few words, and we bowed and thanked the teachers of each subject. Then there's free time. Someone suggested playing truth or dare, and I wasn't interested, but Jenny pulled me in. Adonis Adam also came. We haven't spoken a word since that drunken incident. It's not that I ignore her. It's that Jenny always interjects when I'm alone with her. Is like a husband who is always on guard against his wife's cheating in Japanese dramas. At the beginning of the game, I pointed back to lose 3 in a row. The first one chose the truth. Is there anyone you like? To tell the truth, Tilda, the people present are all classmates who have had a 3-year friendship, and the matter between me and Jenny is a secret one, and they don't know about it. He nodded unnaturally and replied, the second one is still sincere. Who is the person you like? I touched the tip of my nose. I'm drinking. I'll drink it for her. Otto, Jenny and Adonis Adam shouted at the same time. Adonis Adam smiled bitterly at the corner of his mouth. Zara Brooke, I owe you an apology. All your drinks are counted for me today. Otto, Jenny, however, raised her glass and drank it down. His voice was cold. It's not your turn yet. The girl's commotion almost lifted the roof. Woo, they are too good. Otto, Jenny is so handsome to block the wine. Third, I can't tell the truth about the re-election. Students who don't think it's a big deal to watch the excitement take this opportunity to let themselves go. Zara Brooke, the content of your adventure is to pick a person of the opposite sex to kiss for 30 seconds. How does it feel like this game is coming for me? Woo, Tilda, the top girl of the CP leaned into my ear and came up with an idea. Just choose Otto, Jenny. You two are notoriously bad at dealing with each other. Kissing him will definitely disgust him. How to tell her? We just don't look right on the surface. In fact, in private, my mouth is about to be kissed. I couldn't really kiss in public, so I turned my eyes to Otto, Jenny. He raised an eyebrow and lip-synched at me. Why don't you kiss me? I just can't take it. I snorted coldly. I haven't officially confessed. Is there anything I can do to show my hand? It's my fault. Otto, Jenny smiled and pulled out a large bouquet of roses and a delicately crafted necklace from behind her. It is said that confession starts with a bouquet of flowers. Zara Brooke, would you like to step into college life with me? The screams around are endless, and the blue-purple lights above the head flicker, and the atmosphere is directly full. My heart felt like it had been soaked in a honey pot, full of sweetness. The next moment when I said, I do, and was ready to take the flower, the sound of the bottle shattering sounded, and Adonis Adam got up, covered his mouth and ran out. Damn, we forgot. Adonis Adam has a crush on Otto, Jenny. Alas, seeing the person she likes confess to others, she probably feels uncomfortable to death. Without much hesitation, I pushed Otto, Jenny's roses away and chased them out. Adonis Adam. There were just the two of us in the empty hallway, and I finally asked the question that had been bothering me for a long time. You imitate me, and you deliberately give me a drink. Why? Based on what I've observed these days, you probably don't like Otto, Jenny. So why do you want to be at the same table with him? Adonis Adam turned, his eyes redder than a rabbit's. What a college bully. What a second grade. Zara Brooke, you're a fool. Correct, I said weakly. I'm number 1 in my grade. It's all for you. In an inexplicable embarrassment, Adonis Adam curled his lips self-deprecatingly and spoke. Imitating you is secretly poking and piercing the couple's outfit. Approaching Otto, Jenny is trying to break up the two of you and then take the opportunity to take the position. Deliberately giving you Osman this wine to cook raw rice and mature rice. I don't want to be just friends with you. Zara Brooke, you understand. I was dumbfounded. No, I stood there for 2 minutes and spat out one sentence. I'm sorry. Thank you for liking it. But what I like is Otto, Jenny. I know. Adonis Adam sighed, his expression gloomy. Falling in love with a straight daughter is the fate of our Lozzie. I've figured it out. Zara Brooke, you're nice, cute. I like you. It's none of your business. Hearing this, I couldn't help but be a little moved. I've always regarded you as a friend. Adonis Adam asked tentatively with a light in his eyes. As a friend, can I kiss you? Just one bite. I can't. Otto, Jenny was hiding in the corner and eavesdropping for an unknown amount of time, and the boy stepped out of his long legs and stopped between me and Adonis Adam. I'll be jealous. He put the flower in my bosom as if he were asserting sovereignty, and bent down to put a necklace on me. Adonis Adam gritted his teeth and cursed, and walked away. Otto, Jenny pinched the white-pink rabbit ears on top of my head, and pinched them with sinful fingers, in an unpleasant tone. Did you drink? I smirked. The atmosphere is so good and so happy. I can't help but drink a little. Heh. I touched his face for some reason. Why are you so red? I remember you drank a lot of alcohol, and you were still in heat. Do you have a fever? Otto, Jenny put her arms around me in the corner and leaned over me, from my bunny ears all the way to the chin, her voice hoarse. I don't have a fever. I'm in your heart. On the day the results of the college entrance examination were released, it was raining heavily and the air was humid, so I sat in front of the computer and took several deep breaths before entering the admission ticket number and ID number. As expected, the top 50 will not show any specific results. About an hour later, I received a good news call from the head of year, Zara Brooke. Congratulations on winning the provincial top prize, with a score of 721. Wait, the two famous schools are about to go to your house to rob people. It was as if fireworks had exploded in my head, and I was dizzy, like I was in the clouds. Finally calming down, I first showed off to Otto Jenny. Me, finally, I've tested you. Congratulations, Miss Rabbit. That's amazing. Otto Jenny's voice was smiling, and her tone was brisk. Which school do you want to go to? Huaking or Jingda? What about you? Of course it's like you. His voice was elongated and inexplicable. After all, rabbits and foxes are a natural pair. How can they be separated? The end.